Did you know that someone at this college has been paid by Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not surprised by that.
And he still works here. She's not surprised by it, but apparently she doesn't want to know. Do you know that someone at this college has been paid by Jeffrey Epstein and he still works here?
Nah. I don't really care too much.
You don't care? As a Christian, what should happen to Jeffrey Epstein?
Probably should go to hell. I'm on my way to go see what the people of Ohio State University think about the fact that they have someone at Ohio State University right now who was paid by Jeffrey Epstein.
Dude, did you know that a person who was on Jeffrey Epstein's payroll is still working here?
For real?
Yeah, man.
Who is it?
Well, I'll let you guess what department he's in first. Did you guys know that there is someone who was on the payroll of Jeffrey Epstein here at this college?
No.
Just take a wild guess as to what department this person might be in. Just a wild guess.
Not sure. Something to do with safety, I imagine.
Early education?
Okay, that's the best guess I've heard so far. Gynecology.
Oh, that's pretty weird.
I want you to take a guess of who he's paying at this university. What are they in charge of? What do you think that they're in charge of?
Business.
What would he want access to? It's a good guess.
Oh, the youth.
What's your name?
Logan.
Elijah.
Vince.
Logan is warm. Logan. Department of
Gratitude.
No, gynecology.
What the heck is that? What does that mean? What's that?
Oh boy, women's
Oh.
lady parts.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, it's the Department of Gynecology.
Oh.
He's actually the chair of the Department of Gynecology. His name is Mark Landon.
Mark Landon, and he just so happens to be the chair of guess which department? The gynecological department.
And he took $25,000 from Epstein per quarter, $100,000 a year. You think that's a little sus?
That's not a little, that's a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a couple other people. People have been pretty responsive today. I've been super impressed. Did you know that somebody's been paid at this college by Jeffrey Epstein? No? Okay. Did you know that somebody at this college has been paid by Jeffrey Epstein and he still works here? Why is it wrong what Jeffrey Epstein did, sexually assaulting women and sacrificing them, even some with kids and stuff like that? Why is that wrong? Just explain it to me like I'm 5.
I mean, just morally, it's wrong. Unconsensual things against, doing things to people against their will, especially when it's sexually explicit and physically harmful.
Yeah.
I think that's just, in terms of morality, that's just wrong.
Okay, so I still don't understand because I heard it's wrong, but why is it wrong?
I mean, within religion and God, there's just things that you shouldn't do. Okay.
Are you Christian? Would you say you're Christian?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as a Christian, what should happen to Jeffrey Epstein?
Probably should go to hell.
So here goes nothing. May the Lord guide myself and Michael. Michael's joining me today. I'm really excited to see what he has to say to people. Excited to see how he talks to people today.
What we want to do is get people to be willing to talk to us about topics that are culturally relevant to them, things that people would most certainly have opinions on, and allow those conversations to lead to asking people questions about the slaughter of innocents in the womb, and of course the gospel of our dear Lord Jesus Christ.
Let me ask you a question. Have you kept up at all with this business about Jeffrey Epstein and all of his cohorts and what's going on?
A little, yeah. Filthy man, and that he sucks, and that anyone that's in the files is evil and should go to prison for life because they're children touchers.
Okay, so it's because of child
Molestation,
sexual immorality,
and
yeah.
and trafficking, and.
I am sick. I am sick of the child trafficking that's going on in the U.S. I'm sick of abortion, killing children in the U.S. Our country is sick. Absolutely perverted and disgusting. People watching pornography, people searching for incestuous, disgusting stuff online. It only goes downhill from there. And then once you have the money and power,
Once you have that power, the sky's the limit as far as your perversion wants to go. And that's what Jeffrey Epstein was. He was the gateway to people's perversion. He was the gateway to people's own heart. They wanted to get as deep in their dirty, rotten, sinful, evil, vile heart as they could. And Jeffrey provided that for them.
Why is trafficking wrong? Why is touching children wrong?
Lack of consent. And children can't consent.
So let me ask you this. You've established for us really clearly that because the children can't consent, this whole thing is wrong. The adults in the situation need to be prosecuted to, would you say, the full extent of the law?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so now, what about a child in the womb?
Chair of the Department of Gynecology. He got paid $25,000 a quarter. Does that make you feel a little icky?
I mean, I don't really care too much.
You don't care?
It's bad, but like it doesn't really affect me. You know what I mean?
Well, when it does affect you, you'll want other people to stand up for you, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up.
Why is a guy like Jeffrey Epstein or people that do the things that we know he did, why are they wrong?
I think it's pretty clear if you have like morals regarding like sexuality and like the exploitation and like trafficking of people, they can't consent to that. Like those children are like victims. Like they didn't know what they were like getting into. They were definitely like kidnapped.
Okay, so because they're unable to consent, that's at least one reason why that's wrong. And then you brought up trafficking. So that would be like kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
And so kidnapping, you think that's wrong because you're taking somebody against their will, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this then. Do you think abortion's wrong?
No, not inherently.
You have a child in the womb, they can't consent to, for example, being burned or cut up. Mm-hmm. So would that same logic you just applied to trafficking children for sex apply to killing them in the womb?
No.
Wow. Why wouldn't the logic apply?
Because the children in wombs are not victims of Jeffrey Epstein. It depends on what type, like what stage abortions you're talking about, for sure. And third trimester abortions aren't happening.
You say they aren't happening?
I'm sure exceptions to every rule, right? Like first trimester abortions in the early weeks, like there's so much research there that like it's not at all the same to comparing like an 8-year-old girl who is out of the womb and has memory of the horrific, terrible things, and now she has to live with people who did things to her that are literally in charge of the country that she now lives in. They are not comparable.
If they had an 8-year-old girl and they gave her enough drugs that she wouldn't remember anything, and then they promised to kill her right after, would that change it then? Because she doesn't have to live with the difficulty of it?
Objectively, still very different. Again, stages of development, they are not fully formed humans.
So you think if a human is not fully developed, they don't deserve the same rights as other humans?
That is not what I said.
What are you saying?
Stages of development, they are not fully formed humans. If a human is being developed in the beginning of...
Okay, so you're saying in the gestational stage, yes. That's just do what you want with them, but after that, now we protect them?
Correct.
Okay, and where do you...
At first breath, I believe.
The standard is people who sacrifice children, these people should be put to death, right?
Yeah.
Like, I agree with you. Okay, what do you think about people who do it to the unborn?
Like abortion?
Yeah. Yeah?
Same. Think about it.
Same?
I don't really know anything about that. I know there's like a science behind it though. Like there's like isn't like a fetus or something like that? There's like a name.
So a fetus is just a Latin word for child.
Yeah.
Little child.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk said that.
What species is the fetus?
Human.
Then how is it not murder?
We think that people who sacrifice children and them should be put to death. So do you think that a similar thing should be done to people who have abortions?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think as high of standards.
high
though.
of
Why? What's the difference?
I was thinking.
What makes it better or worse?
I feel like when you're like put in the earth, like you're like actually born, I think it's a lot higher. But
Higher what?
I don't know. I feel like they're more known.
That you do.
Huh? Like, you think Jeffrey Epstein's worse because he's done more? That's what I think.
Yeah, because I feel like he's like
Okay, so like he's killed more people.
they were like
Yeah.
I would say
He's more people.
older,
Yeah.
older.
So if someone has one abortion, they shouldn't get the death penalty,
No.
is what you think. But maybe if they've had two, because they've already seen that baby come out and it was already dead.
I think if they're doing it
And they're having it-
on purpose, like if they're purposely getting an abortion, like knowing the facts, like I think that should be bad. Like if there's like a situation where like they like it would like ruin their life,
Okay.
then like I think that could be a little less the harm on that, harsh. But if they're like
What do you mean by ruin their life?
like
jail.
because like kids are expensive,
Yeah.
and
So you think that if they say, well, this kid's going to be expensive, then I can just kill him? What makes not being able to consent wrong?
It's taking advantage of somebody who doesn't know about it. It's the same thing like if you have somebody that's inebriated, like
Yeah.
drinking alcohol, it's not exactly morally righteous to have like relations with them if you're sober because their judgment is impaired.
Jeffrey Epstein's preference was that it was okay, right?
Yeah.
Your preference is that it's not okay.
Yeah.
What makes your preference better than his?
Because you don't have the freedom to make a choice if you're a kid.
But that's like your preference, right?
That's not really a preference. I think that's just common
Well,
sense.
Right. Common sense. But we could say that some people don't have that.
I mean, a lot of people don't see like an unborn baby as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and like fetuses are, they rely on the mother to survive, so they're like, parasitic, and I think that's up to the mother to decide like what to do.
So you would define a human relationship of a child to its mother as parasitic.
Well, when it's a fetus, yeah, like it can't breathe on its own.
Are parasites alive?
I don't know.
Well, you said that it was a parasitic relationship, and parasites are alive. That's the definition of what they're doing. They're alive, and they're using the other host. But so, unborn babies are alive, and you know they're alive.
Well, a
Because-
parasite
'cause
can live
life-
outside of its host. A
Yeah.
fetus can't. It would
Yeah.
die.
Well, and it's not a parasite anyway. But my point is a baby's alive.
Well, even if it is alive by like certain definitions, I don't think it matters.
So you think it's just okay to murder them?
Yeah, I think murder has like a violent connotation.
So what do you think about 5 minutes before birth?
Nobody's killing a baby 5 minutes before birth.
Are you serious?
Yes.
They're absolutely doing it.
Where?
Well, in Australia, they actually have post-birth abortion now, and New York is working on the same thing.
Okay, well, I'm not in Australia, and this is America.
Does it get less wrong as they get younger?
I mean, I think it's wrong either way.
It's wrong no matter what they're
I don't really think there's really a point in the dialogue of if it
Yeah.
gets worse as you're younger or not. It's still wrong.
It's still wrong.
Either way.
Because there's no consent, right?
I mean, that's part of it, I'd
Yeah.
say, for sure. But I mean, a major part of it.
What about if they're just before they're being born? They're 10 days from being born. What about then?
I mean, that's also terrible, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
you could also argue that's even worse,
Okay.
obviously. But I still think, full stop, anything under 18 is just terrible.
Okay,
Like,
so you're consistent. You think that even children in the womb, they shouldn't be sacrificed and eaten.
of course not.
Yeah. So I would say that the reason why I can say to Jeffrey Epstein that Jeffrey Epstein is wrong,
Yeah.
the reason why I can say to anybody who has an abortion that that's wrong, is because of God. That God has
Yeah.
set a standard above us. Do you believe in God?
I don't.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
think about God?
I mean, I'm fine with people believing God as long as it doesn't infringe upon other people's freedoms.
What if my belief in God means that I believe that child sex trafficking is wrong?
Well, that's
Like that
Fine
would
by
be an
me.
entailment, right?
yeah.
What I'm arguing with you is that as correctly, righteously judging you are of the whole Epstein situation, we ought to have the same, at least, judgment. You may not be as fired up about it, but the same judgment about those who would murder children in the womb. Because they're still defenseless, voiceless children who certainly aren't giving consent to their own death.
Are they children, though, because they aren't born yet?
They're children, yes. The only difference is their
children.
location.
And their stage of development.
But then when I asked you if there's stages of development where people lose their person status, so what about an old person that can't take care of themselves? They're in a different
That's not a stage of development. That's not a stage of development. That's like a stage of consciousness.
Okay, so can we kill people in different states of consciousness?
Not exactly, but I mean, people do. I mean, that kind of depends on what exactly you view as stages of consciousness, because we do pull the plug on the brain dead.
Well, it's not actually killing them when you pull the plug. That's letting whatever would naturally happen with that person happen without replacing the functions that they're not able to.
Right, and so an abortion of an ectopic pregnancy would be the same thing.
Well, an abortion of an ectopic pregnancy would be going in and murdering the child.
No, because ectopic pregnancies can't make it to full term, so they're going to die either way.
If I told you I was sitting next to a guy last night whose wife had one.
Birthed an ectopic pregnancy?
Yeah, there's plenty of stories about it.
Medical marvels happen all the time.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that someone who was on Jeffrey Epstein's payroll works here? Do you also know that Wexner?
Oh, yeah, I know about Wexner.
You know about Wexner?
Yeah, he's
Les Wexner is the owner of Victoria's Secret, which he bought for $1 million. It was a struggling lingerie company. I'm sure you've never heard of it. And Les Wexner was in an article. Les describes how he is afflicted by what's called a dibuk. It's like Yiddish for an oppressive, malicious spirit. And he refers to it as his dibuk. And this spirit, apparently, is what compels him to be, well, everything that supposedly he is. I'm wondering if this demon also played a role in his child sacrifice and child trafficking that he did along with Jeffrey Epstein. Should the name be changed?
Hell yeah, it should.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What should it be changed to? What
Just
should
remove the name entirely? Just the Center for Arts.
Just the Center for Arts? You think the hospital should be renamed too?
Oh yeah, of course.
100%. Do you know about Wexner?
Yeah.
What do you think about him? You know that he was named as a co-conspirator
I didn't know
to
that.
Epstein? No? You didn't know that?
Didn't know that.
What do you think about that?
It's also not good.
So like he was like one of the top guys.
Right, lots of stuff in Wexner's name around here. So,
were you for tearing down the statues all those years ago? You
I
even
wasn't
remember
aware
that?
of it, no.
You were a kid. They were tearing down statues of like slave owners and stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if you think that's good or not.
I mean,
it's debatable.
Yeah, probably.
Should we tear down the building, or just
I don't
change
think you
the
should
name?
tear down the building, but change the name could be something to do.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
for sure.
What does the Bible say over and over again that like people who rape other people and stuff like that? What happens to them?
In terms of law, it's either death penalty or life in prison. But I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, outside of humans' reach, that's in the judgment of God. But
So do you think that he should get warmth in the winter, cool in the summer, paid for meals, free housing? Do you think he should get all those? That's what prison is, right? So I would say, according to scripture, there's 3 things that you do to people when they do wrong. You beat them, you fine them, or you kill them.
Okay.
Those are the 3 things. We never see throw them in a box, give them food, extract money from other people, literally, and give that money to them.
Yeah.
Via food, via housing, via et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So do you think that maybe God's way is best in that regard? Have you thought about that?
I haven't thought about it that way.
Okay. Think about it.
I mean, God's way is usually the best way. So.
Yeah. What do you think should happen to people who co-conspired with Epstein?
Be fired.
Fired.
Maybe.
What else?
Sent to jail.
I mean, come on, like they're children. Like
Probably sent to jail.
that's it.
Life and
So let me get this straight. You think that they should be warm during the winter, cold during the summer, have 3 meals a day, lights on,
If there's
a nice place to sleep,
I think if
free housing.
there's like full proof that they did, then I would shut it down pretty quick. I'd get them out of here.
But like prison.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like
big prison.
you think that they should have heating during the winter, cooling during the summer, all that stuff, all that good stuff?
No.
I would say
No.
whatever prison is.
Whatever prison is.
Okay. Well, that's what prison is. I'm telling you what prison is. They have heating during the winter. They have cooling during the summer. They have 3 meals a day paid for by you once you start making money, and me while I make money. I mean, personally, what do you think about like capital punishment for these people? I mean, they've been sacrificing children and eating them.
Really?
Yeah.
Know that? I would go way higher than.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's higher though.
Yeah.
Besides death.
Like
Right.
electric chair.
Okay, so there's this really wise person who said that because the sentence against an evildoer is not executed quickly, that people, their hearts are really evil and they run to do evil. Okay, so because we're not, give me 1 second. We're getting that. It is. There we go. This guy's got it. He's guessing. It's God. God said that. He said that. And so because we're not executing a sentence against someone like Jeffrey Epstein or his co-conspirators quickly, they're just getting away with it.
Yeah. But there's so many people who've been with him.
There is.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm trying to get you guys to think about justice.
Put the stamp on it.
Right.
Make it known.
What he did infringes upon the freedom and the livelihoods of the children that he interacted with. So
Yeah.
that makes it morally wrong, just on that alone.
On that axiom.
Yeah.
Without any justification. When
Yeah.
Epstein would say on his axiom that it's okay because it brings him pleasure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the problem with atheism, if I could, is that what you're saying with being an atheist is that we're all matters in motion. We're all matter in motion. So if I mow the grass versus if I mow over you, there's no true difference in that because it's just matter in motion. But I would say that you have a soul.
Yeah.
And that God says in his word that actually that you have the law of God written on your heart. So you said common sense earlier, remember that?
Yeah.
You were like, it's just common sense. And I think you're right. I think that it is actually common sense that you shouldn't be sexually assaulting children.
Yeah.
That I think that is, and I think that it's common sense that you shouldn't be killing children in the womb either. But you have no justification for necessarily where that came from.
I don't think it has to come from anything though. I don't think it coming from like a God makes it any more righteous.
Have no moral standard that you're appealing to that's beyond just your opinion. Don't you think we should be able to appeal to a higher moral standard so that it's not just basically government by whoever's strongest that month?
Well, no, because we live in a voting, like we vote here.
Yeah, so don't you think you should be able to vote according to a standard that you can actually appeal to rather than just, well, we'll leave it up to doctors?
No, you can vote however you want.
Well, sure you can,
America.
but don't you think you ought to? That's part of one of the problems. But anyway, we won't get into that. So,
I would love to hear that. Elaborate.
what about like
No, go ahead. Elaborate.
was it repeal the 19th? Is that the?
Really?
I just said that because you're a women's study major.
Okay.
So it's fun. Go ahead, I was kidding.
No.
That was a joke. So where do you think life comes from?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't study this.
Okay, you don't study it, but you know about a lot of things that you're not studying. I mean, you just commented on a number of things that are not dance and theater. Life comes from God.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate because I don't believe in God.
You don't believe in God?
No, I think you can be a good person without relying on like an ancient text or,
Can you define good?
I mean, it's subjective, but I have my own like personal morals. I feel like it preaches obedience and like there's a certain set of rules, you know, that you have to follow. I think that you have to be a good person out of fear of punishment, which I don't agree with.
You're Catholic, so how do I get to heaven?
By preaching the name of God and being a good person.
Believing
Believing.
and preaching.
Believing
Well, like grace.
and telling
I feel like
others.
grace was like the big one.
Grace. How do I maintain grace?
Being a good person of God.
Being a good
Doing
person.
God's work.
What if I told you that the Bible says that that it's by grace that we're saved through faith, and this is not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, like being good, so that no one may boast. So it says not of works so that no one may boast. But you guys just both said that we have to add works in order to get to heaven, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Bible says the opposite. It says we don't need works.
Wait, like
It says that it's not of works so that no one may boast.
well, I feel like he wants his word spread.
He does. He commanded
He
it.
doesn't want to he doesn't want to celebrate it or talk about it. He just wants it to be known.
He wants it to be known. He commanded that. We know that. We both know that. Yeah. He says, go therefore and preach the gospel, right, to every nation, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? So we know that he wants us to go out and do good things. But is that what saves us?
No.
But is that a part of our salvation? Is that a part of what gets us to heaven?
Yeah.
You guys think about it. Trust in Jesus Christ with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Think about it.
Yeah.
You guys are fun to talk to. You know that?
Yes.
But I want to go back to one thing you said about how there's like obedience and rules. In Psalm chapter 2, have you ever heard of Psalms?
Yeah.
In Psalms 2, God writes through David that the kings of the earth set themselves and they take counsel together against Yahweh, God, and his anointed one, Jesus. And it says, what they say to themselves is, let us cast away his chains and his fetters on us and cast away his cords from us and just remove all that so that we could do whatever we want. And so it's a picture of the mentality of humanity, which you and I are part of, and you just expressed this also, which is that I don't want God's rules. So what I want to share with you though is that what you testified to is this desire we all have inside to cast away the rules that God's given, because by nature we're sinners and we want to do the opposite of what God says is good.
I think that's all made up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Oh, but I think it is.
But I'm quoting God's word from the Bible.
Yeah, but like, who wrote the Bible?
Well, God's the author of the Bible. He inspired men who were holy to write down his word perfectly, inerrantly, and infallibly. And so you can trust it. There's certainty if you go to the Bible.
Well, I think you're going to struggle to agree with God until you submit your life to him. And so slavery was a struggle for me until I understood, well, number one, it's actually a mercy. These people had been warring for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. God could have just wiped them off the face of the earth like he did with other peoples, but instead what he did was he brought them into Israel to be under masters who were told that, hey, you have to treat your slave right. But will you look into the Bible, man? Just consider things?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Will my mind be changed? I'll be honest, most likely not, but I'll always go in with an open mind.
All right, consider it.
I like reading.
Thank you so much for
learning
talking
about stuff. So, yeah.
I really appreciate you. You're a chill dude, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for talking.
Had fun talking to you.
We have this example put to us.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth considering.
Yeah, for sure.
Will you consider it?
Yeah.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Jack.
If I didn't have to go, I would love to talk to you longer.
Okay.
All right, well, that's a wrap. We spread the word about Mark Landon taking money from Jeffrey Epstein, $25,000 a quarter, $100,000 a year. Sketch as all get out. Chair of the Department of Gynecology. Disgusting.